50 Cent recently posted an Instagram video with Gone Deal that claims to reveal some of Diddy's alleged past relationships. The clip names several individuals rumored to have been involved with him, and some of the claims are so surprising they stretch belief.
The door, and the dude said, "Yo, I'm here for my cousin." I said, "Who your cousin?" And he said, "Ja Rule." I said, "Well, he busy right now." He said, "He busy doing what?" I said, "He with Puff. They're in the room. They busy. They don't want to be bothered." He said, "Well, I'm going in there." I said, "Bro, you ain't going in there because he told me they don't want nobody to be bothered them." He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed him and threw him against the piano. When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked. And so then Ja was like, "Yo, what's going on? Yo, Jay, that's my cousin." He know me well, and Puff was like, "Yo, Jay, what happened?" I said, "He tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room." And he was like, Puff looked at Ja. He said, "Yo," Ja said, "You ain't want to go in that room. There's a lot of freaking going on."
Gene Dio recounts interactions with Ja Rule, claiming Diddy spent time with him in private. While the setup is already startling, the real shock comes from Gene's perspective on Diddy's intentions. He argues that every move Diddy makes is deliberate, including moments that appear compromising. Nothing, according to Gene, is accidental. Every action is part of a calculated strategy.
When we went through the door, they gave him a brown paper bag, so I guess this is a place that he was used to and people knew him there. So when they gave him a brown paper bag, Puff was just going around the store, just picking items off the shelves and stuff like that, putting them in a brown paper bag. So then, I was behind him and no Diddy, but I was about 3 feet behind him, as he was putting stuff and putting it in his bag and stuff like that. So there's one particular place that he was put up there, he had to reach up kind of high and get it. So he just started pulling things out. And he was pulling a lot of them off there. So I was like, so I looked up and the thing said butt plugs. When he walking down the thing, said butt plugs. I said, "Hey, yo," just to mess with him. I said, "Hey, yo, what are you getting these for?" And he said, Can I do my shopping by myself?" I said, "Yes, you can." And I waited up at the register for him, because they had the big counter up there. So when he came to the counter, I said, "Yo, I'm finna see what this one this mofo is putting in his bag, because I know he gonna have to take everything and put it on the counter so the dude could count it, right?" My man, when he came there, he gave the dude a wad of hundreds like this. So he gave him a wad of hundred and just put it up there. The dude ain't even, he ain't even want to know what was.
Eugene claims that Diddy allegedly purchased adult entertainment for Ja Rule on a recurring basis, suggesting it wasn't a one-off event. He notes that even the store clerks seemed accustomed to Diddy's behavior, implying a level of routine. Eugene frames this as evidence that Diddy intended for these actions to be noticed, tying it into a broader strategy involving Ja Rule.
And this whole time him and Ja is talking, he talking about Ja going at Jigga. This is crazy. But he was talking about Ja getting at Jay-Z. And he was talking bad and talking crazy about Jay-Z, and how Ja was talking about if it wasn't for him, that Jay wouldn't be the artist he was. He got him started. He wrote certain things and stuff like that to put him out there. Because, back in the day, nobody was even effing with Jay like that. So, but Puff was he was adamant about Ja going at Jay. You understand? So, we get to the hotel. We're in the presidential suite and all.
According to Gene, Diddy allegedly aimed to use Ja Rule as leverage against Jay-Z, with the so-called freak-off party serving that purpose. Gene describes Ja Rule as seemingly bewildered by the events in the room, which reportedly included 2 women, one of whom he claims was Diddy's former partner, Sarah Chapman. Gene suggests Diddy selected her deliberately, pointing to her past relationship with Tupac as a way to send a pointed message of disrespect.
was doing, something, and like I said that they was doing something. I don't know what the F they were doing, bruh. The only reason I know was some freaky things going up in there that Ja really didn't even understand, because he said, yo, you ain't want to be up in there because there's a whole lot of freaky going on. So I was like, I wouldn't have known nothing. I wouldn't even cared. And I don't care today. But you know how the internet is. They cut and paste what they want to paste, and they put what they want to put to make it seem like I was saying this dude and Puff was in there, alone, and they wasn't. You understand? And that was them. They did their thing, up in there with the honeys in there. I guess. I can only guess. So, listen, bro, I've said this 1,000 times. It was Sarah Chapman and her girlfriend. Now, Sarah Chapman, if people don't know who she is, now she's one of Puff baby mamas. But prior to her being one of Puff baby mama, this is the same girl that was dating Puff best friend, Corey Jacobs, and she was dating Tupac. Whatever they did, that's on them. But that's the kind of games Puff play in order to get people to do what he want them to do. You understand? He got them, he wanted Ja to go at Jay-Z, so he got these chicks to go at Ja. You understand what I'm saying? Whether he did it or fell into it, I don't know. Because I don't know him and Jay-Z beef or why they was beefing in the first place or whatever the situation was. People who are close to either one of them may know more than I do on that. But I knew Puff was working to get Ja to go at Jay, and that was happening on that particular day.
After Gene shared the story, Ja Rule reportedly went quiet, staying out of the spotlight. DJ Academics weighed in, suggesting Diddy may have used the situation to assert control over him. Ja Rule later addressed the documentary on Twitter, claiming, "Let's be real, 50 don't care about the victims. We all know why he did the doc," referencing his long-standing feud with 50 Cent. Another figure allegedly involved is Meek Mill. According to the claims, Diddy first invited 50 Cent on a shopping trip, which he declined, and then extended the same invitation to Meek Mill. 50 Cent later spoke publicly about the events that followed.
Letting a lot of people know, this was wilding and freaking and getting up in the 90s until they realized that, hold up, wait, there's no statute of limit. I'm serious.
Yeah, no, you're right.
A lot of them niggas was getting in the freak on. Listen, yo, there's been a couple names mentioned that we ain't seen them since. Everybody lay low. It's like everybody ducking. We ain't get another brunch forever. No more brunches.
Yeah, no.
Ever since Gene Deal said that Ja Rule came out of the joint with a towel, I ain't seen Ja since. What does Ja Rule think now? And Ja's my man, but still, what does he think?
Yeah, I feel you.
And he should say nothing, right? He should say nothing, because we're in the time that when these moments happen, anything you say makes you look more guiltier. Be like, oh, how many parties had? Like, you don't even want to be down to answer the questions. And you can't also even say, because I do think this is a legit answer for some of these people. Truth be told, that type of school parties was what was happening at the time. People are gonna take that answer to be, oh, so all y'all were doing it. So all y'all were doing exactly what Diddy did.
Meek Mill has denied the allegations, though critics note he was spotted in coordinated outfits with Diddy. Unlike the claims involving Ja Rule, Meek is said to have purchased his own adult entertainment. Observers suggest that, through his subsequent actions, Meek may have inadvertently drawn attention to himself.
When he offered to take you shopping.
Yeah, you see, now Meek is in the same shirt. He's out there in the same shirt. This is not Photoshop. This is really happening. I'm just saying to you. No, stop it, man. You set that up. Look, you set that up. There's he's in the same shirt.
What do you mean he's in the same shirt?
I obviously was not offended by what I was offended by. This is what I'm saying, bro. Nah, it was odd. Like, this is some of the things that people say. Like, girls, guys may say to a girl, let me take a shot. See?
Damn.
They found it that quick.
What do you think is happening in the middle?
I don't know what is going on.
Wow,
there.
they
Like,
found Kendrick and Whiteface.
You can't dress up Kendrick like that. Oh, you can't dress him up like that.
No, it's jokes.
That's like the white chicks movie, bro. You can't do that.
Yeah, that was comedy. That was good.
Yeah, but that
You
was
get away with Whiteface.
You know,
with
that's
comedy.
obviously doing chopping. They got the same outfit.
Yeah.
The more Meek Mill tries to distance himself from Diddy, the more scrutiny he attracts. In November last year, he posted a video declaring, "No Diddy gang," aiming to make a clear public separation. Instead, the statement only fueled further suspicion. While other celebrities tied to the situation remained mostly silent, Meek's vocal response stood out, prompting questions about why he reacted so strongly compared to others.
So then, you go on this Twitter page.
At this point, Meek Mill seems trapped in Diddy's shadow, with every mention only stoking more speculation. He insists there's a deliberate smear campaign aimed at connecting him to Diddy, claiming the broader intent is to undermine black rappers. Meek even tweeted that he plans to hire an investigative team with a $100,000 budget to uncover every detail and identify who's shaping the media narrative, signaling that he believes something about the situation doesn't add up.
Mill had a video recently. He was walking around someplace, and he said, "No Diddy."
No Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me. You heard that? Meek, yeah, Meek.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you saw that?
No, I seen it.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can't really know Diddy your way out of that photo. You got the matching outfit with Puffy. You can't know Diddy your way out of that. But I guess it's a little disappointing is that it seemed like Meek Mill was an actual friend.
There's no friends in the industry, Vlad.
But it seemed like they were actually had a relationship.
It's no friends in the industry, Vlad. There ain't no friends in the industry. I think a lot of people, you see all the silence we hearing now? I think Ray J kind of said, even though Ray J's kind of going a little cuckoo recently, love him. But here's there's a lot of people silent. And there's three reasons. One, they got some skeleton in their closet. They're like, let me not jump in because I don't want them to look at me. Two, some of them was at these parties and they may have freaked off a couple girls with Diddy.
Yeah.
And
Or
three,
guys.
Yeah, or guys, right? And the third version is literally them trying to figure out, like, I don't want to be against this guy if he beats it. So everybody's been watching it. So they're watching it and they'll be like...
One individual reportedly not denying a sexual relationship with Diddy is Kirk Burrows. Gene Deal claims that Diddy and Kirk were secretly involved and suggests that Kirk's participation in the documentary was fueled by anger over Diddy's alleged infidelity.
His name being brought up alongside allegations of drug use with underage girls. He has claimed online that his success in the industry, as well as his work to reform the criminal justice system, has made him a target. And Meek Mill is very active on X, formerly Twitter. He has voiced his thoughts about the lawsuit as well as the rumors. In September, he tweeted, quote, "From the streets of Philly to becoming a millionaire, to helping reform the system, to bridging a gap of billionaires, to interacting with the rap culture that results in success. It's a lot of people hating on me on the low. They don't play with guns, they do campaigns." And he also tweeted several times about the rumors surrounding his sexuality. For example, one tweet reads, "I have the right to say I ain't gay, and I'll trash anybody that play with my manhood, LOL." Then earlier this week, he put an offer on the table, a $100,000 reward for anyone who can figure out how he got named in Rodney Jones' lawsuit in the first place. He tweeted, "I want to hire an investigative team, $100K cash, to find out every specific detail involving Meek Mill name to Diddy case. I also want them to look at who is powering the media involving Meek, anything to do with Buddy." And then in quotes, "something not right." And then he followed that up minutes later with, "The streets know what's up with me. That's not the case. We talking about business side, somebody powering these bad campaigns with Meek Mill. Again, I got $100K for a thorough investigation of what's powering and how exactly my name connects."
Gene claims he personally observed Kirk's behavior around Diddy, stating that they were openly involved without attempting to conceal their relationship. According to Gene, Kirk was deeply in love with Diddy, which he suggests may explain why Kirk allegedly transferred his stake in Bad Boy Records.
They didn't talk about this. He used to do the building, Daddy's house, whereas that unsigned rappers, unsigned artists would rap at this place, and it was called the building on Monday nights. Then he would do the red zone on Wednesday. I would have to go with him and make sure that he was all right and take the money to Kirk Burrows' house after the red zone. But I didn't think nothing at the time. At that time, I didn't think nothing of it, that he was spending the night with Kirk Burrows either every Wednesday night. He got a whole girl at home, but he's spending the night with Kirk Burrows. He's staying at Kirk's house. I'm like, yo, all right, cool. Didn't think nothing of it. And then Kirk had made a mention to some people over the years that him and Puff used to wake up and pray together. And I'm in my mind, I know he's talking about saying prayers and all that shit like that. But in my other mind, I'm thinking you waking up with a dude praying? What's going on? Then there was a situation that somebody said long time ago in the office. They caught Kirk giving Puff a Gio in the office. Now that was the rumor that was going around. How true it is? They was lovers. It came out in his lawsuit. He tried to say that Puff was, what he said, how you letting him come stay at your house every Wednesday night? After the club. I think they were boyfriends, you know. I think, my honest opinion, I think Kirk was in love with Puff to a certain degree. And Puff was using him, and Kirk was giving up the bugina to him. Anything Puff asked him to do, he would do. You know, he'd go at people, he'd talk shit. Kirk would talk shit to you on the behalf of Puff. And I believe that was his man to a certain degree in his mind. And the way he was saying shit on that documentary, you could feel that
The most startling claim centers on Diddy's mother, with allegations suggesting that Diddy engaged in an inappropriate relationship with her.
I believe she knew about
age-appropriate, inappropriate clothes.
After Diddy's father passed, his mother reportedly told him he was now the man of the house. Gene claims that some of Diddy's childhood friends believe this created an inappropriate dynamic. He also alleges that Diddy's mother was aware of the so-called freak-off parties and attended them regularly. Gene says he personally saw her at these events and observed Diddy's interactions with her, suggesting she influenced his behavior and played a role in shaping his actions.
Said Diddy mother might be the originator of the freak-offs. All right, so tomorrow Peacock is dropping. According to the Rolling Stone, the doc features an alleged childhood friend of Puff's, hip-hop producer Tim Dog Patterson. He alleged that Janice, Diddy's mom, would often throw parties at Diddy's childhood home. He says that during the parties, it wasn't uncommon to walk into rooms where adults was having sex. I mean, that was just their normal. And the doc, when talking about the parties, Tim says, verbatim, "That's what we were privy to. This was what we were fed. Was it desensitizing us?"
She is bad boy. You think it's Diddy, it's Janice Combs. Janice Combs is bad boy. Man, you don't actually sign to Diddy. His name is on a dotted line, but you actually sign it to Janice Combs.
Did he ever tell you why that is, or do you understand?
Now that I'm older, I know exactly what it is. It's a paper trail, so nothing can come bite me. If you come for me, you ain't coming for me. I ain't got nothing. You going to my mom.
Gene concludes by claiming that if Diddy had faced a genuinely impartial trial, his sentence would have been far harsher. He points to a juror who was reportedly a Diddy fan, raising doubts about whether celebrity admiration swayed the verdict and whether the trial process was truly fair.
They sitting there, and when they ask about him making eye contact or about him looking at the jury, They both lied. In my opinion, they both lied. The way when it asked, well, did he ever make eye contact? No. No. Well, see, they gave instructions and said you can't look at him. But the girl sat there and was talking about how he would look over at the jury because he forgot where he was, and how, you know, sometimes he would nod and do this. But you said that he never looked over at the jury. You said that you never made eye contact with him. And then she starts talking about, yeah, because I just think that he nods back and forth because he always used to do that. If you were never a fan of him, if you were only a fan of the artist, and you were never a fan of him, and you were never paying, like, and then the way they were able to edit in him nodding back and forth during making the band and all of that, like, it's just kind of wild to me that nobody is seeing exactly how
This story extends far beyond a single documentary or one exposed relationship, shining a light on how power, fame, and silence allowed these allegations to linger for years. With more insiders stepping forward, the situation is still unfolding, and the full truth remains in motion. To keep up with the latest developments, viewers are encouraged to subscribe, like, and activate notifications.